All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Jones. I own Lift Aids Incorporated, and we are in Euless, Texas. And we have been in Euless for 22 years, and we've been in business for 56 years. And I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and my business, but first I want to introduce Dallas Rainwater. I have invited Dallas Rainwater to co-sponsor this with me so we can talk about habits and consistencies and systems and consistencies. So I'm going to turn it over to Dallas just so he can introduce himself.
Good morning. Thank you, Amanda, for the invite. It is great to work with Amanda in the Senior Services Alliance networking group. And supporting our elderly in the community in a variety of ways. That's awesome. I'm Dallas Rainwater. I'm a financial advisor and the Chief Operating Officer of Momentus Wealth Management here in Bedford. And I'm also on the board of serving our seniors and serve in a variety of ways at our church. And so we'll talk about how habits and consistency play in all of those areas.
All right, so first off, I just want to say a little bit more about myself and about my business, just so you have a little bit of background on why I was chosen to do the systems for consistency. Again, my name is Amanda and I own Lift Aids. We are a third generation business, family owned and operated business. And we have been in business 56 years. We started in Haltom City, and we do residential elevators. We do ceiling track lift systems. We do commercial wheelchair lifts. We service all the school districts north of Waco. So HEB, Keller, Grapevine, Colleyville. And then we also do vehicle modifications. So we do left foot accelerators, we do hand controls, we do ramps and vehicles. We service the school buses. We also service Catholic Charities and all of the non-emergency vehicles that you see and assisted livings that you see that have handicap accessible vehicles. We service and maintain those, and we sell new vehicles. So we have a broad spectrum, but we're a very small niche of a company. There's not a lot of us around. We're actually the only company in the country that service homes, businesses, and vehicles. So with that being said, we have lots of habits and lots of consistency in our company, and that was instilled in me in a very young age. But I do want to talk to Dallas first. And like Dallas said, he is involved in his church. And I want to talk about that and how consistency is shown through that. And then also with serving our seniors and how that has also helped him in building relationships with those two organizations. And then we're going to talk a little bit about his business and his work ethic and how that plays into effect also. But first, I want to talk to him a little bit about his church activities and his young married couples that he counsels and teaches on a weekly basis. So if you'll just kind of touch on that and how you're consistent and how your habits are with that.
Absolutely. So we teach the young marrieds at church, and a lot of these are new parents. So new babies in the house, and obviously that throws a lot of inconsistency into the circumstances. And one of the books that we covered last year is called Healthy Me, Healthy Us by Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott. And it really talks about in any relationship that we have, I need to get healthy first. If I'm not healthy emotionally, physically, then none of my relationships can reach their full potential. And so we talk to our young marrieds about this. They're still learning each other. And so the more that they can be consistent with each other, the better their relationship can be, because now they know what to expect from each other. They're not talking to a completely different person every day. And so in all of our relationships, I know when I show up to networking, I know how Amanda's going to be, whether she's had a bad day, rough day, a little sleep, a lot of sleep. She's going to bring energy. She is going to lead the group, and she wants to see everyone improve. And so it's just nice to know that consistency is there. So yeah, we work a lot with our young couples on that consistency, because that can forms the foundation of that relationship and their interactions.
And then tell us a little bit about Serving Our Seniors. You're on the board at Serving Our Seniors, and being the chair of the HEB SSA group, seniors are very well and near dear to my heart, as I know they are for you. But tell us a little bit about Serving Our Seniors and how you see our seniors being and wanting and needing and thriving on the consistency on how Serving Our Seniors serves our seniors.
Yes, and it is so tremendously important here. And if you're not familiar with Serving Our Seniors, we have three main areas that we serve in. Transportation. So we will take older folks who can't drive, we'll take them to their doctor's appointments. We'll literally stay there with them to provide that consistency in the experience. We can help with small home repairs, inputting stability bars in the bathtub, or accessibility or simply safety issues. And then we have senior socials every month. And those senior socials are so important. These folks look forward to that all month long, because that's the one time they get to see their friends again. A lot of these folks don't have phones. And so it's tremendously important. And then when we send a driver, a lot of times that client will fall in love with that driver. And so they will literally rearrange their doctor's appointments so that they can be sure that they get the same driver every time, because that consistency provides that level of comfort to them that they so desperately crave. And so, yes, especially for our elder folks in the community, having these consistencies when they're struggling maybe to pay bills and to prepare meals and where they're going, how they're going to be able to get to the grocery store, and health problems, to know that there is an organization out there that's going to be consistent in helping them through some of these things, provides a lot of stability for them. So yeah, it's just, we really strive in the SOS office, and the staff puts tremendous work into caring for these seniors and helping them see a consistency out of Serving Our Seniors.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, now let's switch gears and let's talk about work, and let's talk about how you have formed habits and how your staff and all of your employees here at Momentum are strive around the habits and the consistencies that you have put in place.
Yeah, we, when we think about in the workplace, again, consistency can provide a level of what to expect for people. Most people's lives have some level of chaos. And so to be able to come into the office and know that, all right, I know that we do certain things this certain way, and I know what to expect when I go into the office. My duties may change around from day to day, but I know how to do my job. I know I'm going to have support. And yeah, so I had my MBA, and that's actually in systems. And so for 20 years in corporate America, I helped companies design systems for consistent outcomes. And I was sharing this example with Amanda, have you ever gone shopping and you're looking for a pair of pants and you try them on, they fit well, and you're like, oh man, I like these so much, I'm going to get a different color as well. It's the same manufacturer, it's the same size, and they fit completely different, right? That is so frustrating. Well, think about it's their inconsistent processes that led to an inconsistent outcome. And so in our workplace here, we do a lot of cross training and we document our processes. And that way, if someone is out and someone else is having to do that particular process, they've been cross trained and they have documentation to follow. Because for all of us in our businesses and organizations, we want our clients to have that consistent, solid, positive experience. And that has to happen through systems and processes. It's also another way that we show respect to our teammates. If I come in and I haven't planned for meetings that I'm going to have, so I send staff scurrying around last minute, that creates chaos for them. So guess what? I respect those people. I love our team. And so in order to show respect for them, I plan my work. And if I plan my work and sit down with them well in advance, then they know what to expect and they have plenty of time to prepare. There's no scurrying around. And so people think that systems are boring, but it's actually a tremendous way to show someone you matter to me, right? And so to me, it really is about people at the end of the day. We're going to put in work on the front end to create a consistent, respectful experience for our teammates and for our clients.
Thank you. All right, I have a few little bullet points that I want to talk about and add and piggyback to what Dallas said. And you can't have consistency without habits, and you can't have habits without consistency. They kind of go hand in hand. So the 4 stages of habits are the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. And they are always in this same exact order. So the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. And they are always in that order, hence the consistency. It is said that it takes 21 straight days to perform a new habit. And to make something a habit, you have to do it for 21 days in a row. Consistency is the golden rule when you're trying to form a good habit. If you are not consistent, then you cannot reap the rewards of that good habit. Do you struggle on staying consistent? Consistency and habits start from the time we're born. Think about all the things that you don't think about, like brushing your teeth, going to bed. Eating times, that's a habit. Where you sleep, that's also a habit. Sleeping patterns. All of those things are consistent and start from the time you're born. Yes, they change as we grow older. Our parents no longer feed us. We no longer have an 8 o'clock bedtime. Some of us, I go to bed at 8 o'clock every night. All of us started when our parents were consistent. It is the trait that we learn early on and we didn't even know it. Think about school. The school bell rings every single day at the same time. That's consistency. How chaotic would it be if kids and teachers just showed up when they wanted and there was no schedule? The same with work. Some people work 8 to 5, some work 7 to 3, some work 7 to 7, but it's always consistent. These habits and these consistencies have carried us through adulthood, and we have habits and consistencies with every single relationship we're involved in, whether it's work or personal. If you're struggling to stay consistent, here are 7 quick things, and they're very easy, that will help you stay consistent and form new habits. A clear vision. A clear vision and a goal for yourself or your business to create a schedule and stick to it and keep it very, very simple. Dumb it down to where it's only 1 or 2 processes that you have to do to stay consistent. Realistic deadlines are extremely important. Stick to your plan and reach your goals. You will also avoid feeling overwhelmed or stressed if you have realistic deadlines. And this is with your personal life and in your business. As a business owner, I cannot set a deadline for my team to sell a certain amount of elevators or a certain amount of vehicles or service those elevators or vehicles and it not be attainable, because then they won't even start because they know that it's not going to happen. It's not realistic. Create a routine that helps stay productive. Routines look different for everyone. Start small and stay within a 2-week sprint. So don't make a month-long goal, make a 2-week goal. And I personally do it with every payday. So paydays are every other Friday. So today's a payday. So by next Friday, I've set a goal for myself and I want something to happen between now and next Friday. So whatever it is, start small and start in small time increments. This also will help. Delegate. Delegate with who you can trust. It's a proven fact. With delegation comes consistency. If you yourself are trying to run a business on your own or do all the laundry or whatever it may be, personal or business, and you have zero help doing that, it's very hard for you to do that and do that in an efficient, timely manner and by yourself. So if you will delegate the things that you can and to the people that you trust, that right there will reward yourself and your business with consistency. Find a mentor or a group of people that you can hold yourself accountable and stay accountable. The first thing I thought of was Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has meetings every week, and those women hold each other accountable. And I think that's like that was the biggest thing I could think of about holding people accountable. The other things are your parents used to hold you accountable, your school teachers hold you accountable, your bosses hold you accountable. So find a mentor, find somebody that you can share your goals with and that will help you stay accountable. And the last 2, I think, are the most important. Always celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small. Again, this goes back to childhood. Do you remember you or your child going to the dentist, and if they had no cavities, you or your child got to pick a treasure out of the treasure box? Something as simple as that made the child realize, if I don't have cavities, then I get to pick a prize. Same thing with A, B honor roll. If you make A, B honor roll, then you got a pizza party at the end of the 6 weeks. Same thing. Also, on a bigger level and on a business level, if you're in sales and you sold a certain amount or you made a certain amount, then you've got a commission check. So it's that kind of thing. Always celebrate whatever it is that is helping you stay accountable and reach your goals. And the last thing I have is take time for yourself. Unplug, recharge, and relax. Take a break. If you want to stay consistent, you have to rest. You have to rest your mind, you have to rest your body, and you have to rest your soul. Whatever that looks like to you, whether it's turning off your phone. For me, it's watching Dateline. That's how I unplug and uncharge, is I watch Dateline. I know that's weird, but it's how I can turn off my brain. It's how I don't think about work. I don't think about where my kids are, what they're doing. It's whatever that looks like for you. You have to unplug, recharge, and relax. I think that's the most important thing you can do for yourself in any setting, in any goal that you have. And I'll end with this. Consistency is a skill, and without consistency, you will never finish. I'll say that again. Consistency is a skill, and without consistency, you will never finish. What is the one thing that you're afraid to start, but know you need to?
And I had a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I was taking notes right here. When I did consulting around systems and change, there were two very critical things that I made sure happened. I don't know if you've ever been in a meeting and let's say that something bad happened. A ball was dropped, and so the outcome was bad. A lot of times human nature is to say, all right, who's to blame, right? And so immediately it feels personal. And what I learned is, no, don't focus on the person, focus on the process. So if I work for Amanda and say that, wow, something happened and it looks like Dallas is responsible. If she comes over to me and says, Dallas, why'd you drop that ball? Immediately it feels like an attack, right? But if we sit down and we say, all right, what happened in the process? And I can say, oh, well, the vendor changed something and I wasn't sure what to do with that. Well, now we're talking about the process. Now we can sit down together and come up with a solution so that it doesn't happen again. So that's a very much more productive way to address when bad things happen. Focus on the process, not the person. Another one is, if we're going to change something or implement a new process, let's involve everyone who that process is going to touch. Let's say, and I'm a real simple example, let's say that I'm going to change my eating habits. Well, my wife, Becky, does our shopping. And so sometimes she'll say, you went through all the apples twice as fast as you usually do. You messed up my shopping schedule. I didn't tell her she has a process in place. I didn't tell her I changed mine. And so now that throws her off. So even in our workplaces, if someone touches a process, I want them to be part of the discussion on changing it, because now they're going to feel included. And I can't tell you how many times we've said, okay, boy, this is a great thing. We're going to change this. And then 3 days later, someone comes in and says, y'all blew up my process. What's going on? I didn't know y'all were going to do this. And now it's messed up my work. And so again, focusing on the process, bringing the people in for a full discussion, because what happens? We get unintended consequences. We get downstream effects of changes that we thought were going to be good and then didn't end up being good because we didn't think it all the way through and involve everyone in the process. So those are just a few things that I really found very powerful in coaching teams and even myself through processes and changes and systems.
Thank you. All right, I think that concludes our systems to consistency. Thank you so much for having us.
Lots of good information.
Thank you.
I was trying to feverishly type notes here. That's pretty awesome.
Were there any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Okay.
You're pretty clear with all of that stuff.
Notes. Yeah. Notes. Thank you.
Yeah, put several notes in the meeting chat so anybody can have those, and then we'll have those available as well online when we post the link. So, but that's awesome. We want to make sure that we thank our sponsor, our business series sponsor, Integris. So they are a sponsor of these business series meetings like
And
that.
one more shout out. When we think about people and their consistency, Rochelle Ross comes to mind. You knew when she showed up, there was going to be passion, there was going to be caring, there was going to be work ethic, there was going to be love, right? Think about that. And so it just showed through so much in that life. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's a great reference.
It's a great word that we can picture very clearly.
Right? Yeah.
Like, well, that is wonderful. Here, like, well, we are good. Unless you have anything else for us, and this is recording, so I'm going to clip out this part. It was like as we're going through the logistics stuff, but I think it was wonderful. A lot of really good information. So thank you both for being here.
All right. Thank y'all very much.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank
All right.
you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you, everyone.
Good to see everybody.